these truths to be self-evident, and once an outside entity, just like someone as simple as the president being a single person, or even the Supreme Court, once we allow a single person without going through the 2/3 Congress supermajority that we are required to do, everything else in the Constitution then becomes voting. And I was actually, one of the things I think is so interesting as we watch Under Road 14 is I'm surprised that, the First Amendment people and the Second Amendment people, and so, everybody's got their pet favorite amendment. They should all be alarmed because the precedent set by undermining birthright citizenship can then spread to any of the other amendments. We really don't have the same kind of assurances that this will go to the Supreme Court and they will say the Constitution will stand and prevail, because right now that's not what's happening. We don't have a lot of avenues left to put birthright citizenship back where it's supposed to be. We've got about 1 or 2 chances, and there's a very good chance anyway, even still, that it'll be ignored. And that's the problem right now. It's not any single issue. It's the fact that it's happening at all. Right?
What did you vote for? If anything.
Well, young people, I know that's Heidi's thing too. I am a community college professor in Decatur, which is also a very diverse and also very impoverished community. And I have to say, young people today are very different than they were even 10 years ago. They are very curious. They want to know information. They don't think that things are lame because they're old or whatever. They want to know about music. They want to know about history. They want to know about you as a person. They're so incredibly curious, and that is something that's always been true. And so it really is, you can tell them why you need them to do something or why something is important. They will believe you. They just want some kind of an explanation, which I think is very valid. So I just really hoping Gen Alpha is just going to at some point be like, okay, we're going to need to take over here because clearly you guys have lost the plot.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, does anybody have a question or reaction?
Well, my reaction is, if you abolish the Constitution in this day and era, he said so many things that are going on, I think it would make it worse than what it is now. So, that made it, even though you might want to, this is not a good time.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And that's really what the debate kind of always comes back to. Sort of a let's just rip the Band-Aid off and see if we can fix it, and just like or I agree with you, but I don't know that that's possible to do it and not. I mean, again, the most vulnerable people, the people that would be the most affected, would be the ones that are already struggling.
Say the same-sex marriage is no good on your next.
Yeah, there's a lot of rights I think on the chopping block, and if they can push through birthright citizenship, there will be a line of things people don't like that they want to overturn. I think almost certainly.
I have a question. Tanaya, what is it like doing this play, not only as a young person in America, but as a young Black woman in America, with everything going on while being a student, seeing the world so rapidly change around you?
I think a lot of the I had to review what a lot of the amendments in the Constitution meant for me, and also, I think it also brings a different perspective in the show, especially having that young person role too, but also being a Black woman. Like a lot of these amendments like affect my life moving forward, and also like right now, and it's really scary, but having hope, like doing the show has made me also hopeful that things will change. Like it's rough right now, but if you keep advocating for stuff and keep protesting and just having conversations with people,
high school.
Yeah, so I was like, so I just feel like I've learned so much, and I hope that helps me be more hopeful and helps other like Black women be hopeful too, and not be so like I don't know, just like, cause like right now I know a lot of my friends that are people of color, we just feel like tired and like we don't always want to speak up all the time now, like so the show has just given me growth. I hope that answers your question.
It's a good answer.
And I think too, you know, when this new administration took over and things got so incredibly ugly, I think that a lot of people who, you watched the show and you were sort of agreeing on feeling, you know, this is kind of a show for you, I think we all got really isolated. And one of the things I love about this show and my hopes for this production is that groups of people can come in and sit together and be in the presence of other like-minded people. Because I do feel like we got isolated and a lot of very angry, aggressive people got very loud, and it became, at least for me, you begin to wonder, like, if I speak freely in this space, who am I speaking in front of, and will there be a confrontation or ramifications? And I think there's just a lot of healing that comes from being in a room with other people, laughing at the jokes, and dealing with the issues, but also just knowing there's a group of people. Like, I'm not really alone, there are people, and who we can sit together and have this fellowship and just sort of recharge a bit in our own beliefs, that it isn't just us, you know, as we're getting DEI, you know, like let's strip DEIBA out of everything, and then all of these people were just like, yay! Like, that's very demoralizing when you are out there and that's, you know, where you work, or companies you used to support, or things like that. So I think, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this play, is that it's such, and from the last time we did it, to see the, you know, groups that would come in and really have a bonding kind of, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's almost like a therapeutic experience. Sometimes I refer to it as the emotional support play.
Right, yeah. So Jeff, how does this play affect you, being as a majority?
The white man, I'm saying.
The white man, yeah, who owns property?
To be honest, it really hasn't. I mean, there were some statistical facts that I wasn't aware of. A few, like just the Linehan story, I was not aware of that. You know, and it was more recent history as opposed to, you know, some of the stuff that happened. And I know 70s and 60s, 70s wasn't ancient history, but I mean, I was born in the mid-80s, and so to me, that was, oh, this is the way it's always been, you know, like Roe v. Wade, oh, that's old news, it's in stone, it's not going anywhere, nothing's ever gonna happen to it, why are we still talking about it, that just, you know, drop of a hat and happening, so, I would say the actual show itself hasn't, other than, you know, just new information, but, to go off what Michelle said, I think it's really important, especially now with what's going on in society. You know, it's the erosion of the Constitution, and like Michelle said, you know, the First and Second Amendment people need to stand up. And I'm not trying to get political or advocate political violence here, but as a strong Second Amendment person, I'm really shocked that more people haven't started supporting the Second Amendment, because this, I think, is an exact prime example of why the police and the government should not be the only ones who are armed. That's why it's important to have armed citizenship, because when they come for us, if we have nothing to defend ourselves, then we got nothing. So I hope that answers your question.
Anything else you wanna? No, did anybody else have a question?